DeSoto and the DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they win an extra $100.
Groucho, we have Kathy Smith and Alan Caillou on deck, so folk you in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see... I'm not even going to finish that. I'll say one thing. You don't see anything like this on Meet the Press. Kathy Smith, I'm sure there must be a reason for that rig. Now, what is it?
Groucho, I'm from Vic Tanny's gym, and I thought I'd wear
Vic
my
Tanny's
workout
gym?
clothes.
By the way, Kathy, what kind of a costume do you call that?
Capri pants.
Do they come from the Isle of Capri?
No, from May Company.
Where are you from, Kathy? Are you from the May Company?
No, I
Or are
was
you
born
from
in Los
Auerbach?
Angeles.
You were born where?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles? Well, you're a good advertisement. And who are you? You're Alan Gould, is that right?
Caillou.
What?
Caillou.
Caillou.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you stop barking at me and tell me, identify yourself?
My name is Alan Caillou.
Caillou.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a nice crop of alfalfa you got there. If it grows 2 more inches, you know, you can get farm relief. I wish you wouldn't point that thing at me like that. Where are you from, Mr. Gould?
I was born in London.
Mr. Caillou, I mean.
Thank you very much.
How'd I get Gould in that?
I don't know. I've been wondering. I was
Why
born
are you
in
scratching
London.
your mustache?
Tickles.
I don't scratch mine, and mine tickles.
I didn't notice you got one.
Oh, yeah? How's that for an answer? Would you mind tickling his mustache? I want to see if it's real.
It's cute.
Look how he... What about mine?
Yours kind of skimpy.
Well, you're not. Where are you from, Alan?
Well, I was born in London, but I've lived in 17 different countries.
Simultaneously?
No.
Could you
No,
name
I
all
like
these?
moving around.
Could you name all these
Yes, I
countries?
was in England, France, Italy, Greece, Austria, Egypt, Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, Ethiopia, Somaliland, Algeria, Tripletania, Tanganyika, Kenya.
No, it doesn't make any difference. I get off at San
Oh.
Bernardino anyway. I was just curious. Those are pretty romantic places you've been to, Alan. And it's quite obvious you've had some hair-raising experiences.
Yes, 1 or 2.
What is the reason you go to these remote, out-of-the-way places, Alan?
Well, I'm a writer by profession, and I like to look around for material, new experiences, and I've had jobs in peculiar places. I was commissioner of police in Ethiopia for a couple of years.
Oh.
I was a district commissioner in Somalia for a year.
Well, as a world traveler, how does the United States compare with other countries? For example, how do we stack up, say, with Africa? Kathy, I hope you'll excuse the word stack up. I mean, there was...
Well, the first thing you
that was
notice
just
here,
a Freudian slip that actually revealed what I was thinking about.
Well, the first thing
Go
you
ahead,
notice here
Dr.
is
Livingston,
that,
and compare.
over here, I think people work much too hard. You know, they're on the go all the time, you know,
Oh, I'm
surrounding
not. I've been
themselves with all
sitting in this
kinds
stool there
of
for-
things they need or think they need, whereas in Africa, there's no need to work. The African doesn't feel he wants to surround himself with a lot of material comfort, so he doesn't work very hard.
In other words, you think the Africans should work harder and be like the Americans? And have lots of modern conveniences like ulcers and delinquency and taxes and smog and Elvis Presley? Well, what do you think? Give us your opinion.
He doesn't see why he should, surround himself with a dishwasher and a steam iron and garbage disposal. He's got a wife to do this work. I think he's right.
Do you think a wife can take the place of a garbage disposal?
I think so. Why not?
Now, Kathy, back to you. And about time, I'd say. Are you married?
No.
Now you're talking. In just one word, you said more than Alan did in the last 5 minutes. Have you got a boyfriend?
Yes.
Well, back to Alan's African adventure. Is this a serious romance, Kathy? I mean, are you engaged?
Well, more or less.
No. What kind of a lad is this runt? Could you describe him?
He's no runt, Groucho. He's got a 55-inch chest and...
So what? Captain Kidd buried a bigger one than that. 55-inch chest. Has this clown really got a 55-inch chest?
Well, he's known for having one of the biggest backs spreads in the world, and he's been Mr. America in 1950 and Mr. USA and Mr. Professional or something.
Mr. What was that last one?
Professional.
Well, you may be surprised at this, but in 1932, I was Mr. Shamokin, Pennsylvania. And I'm still Shamokin. Kathy, I don't seem to be getting anywhere, so let's talk about your gymnasium.
Fine.
Now, suppose Alan and I showed up bright and early some morning. That is, he showed up bright and I showed up early. Say around 11:30 in the morning. What could you do for us?
I could take off weight if you needed to reduce, or I could build you up if you needed some more meat on your shoulders and your arms and legs.
If I need
Anything.
meat on my shoulders, I'll go to a butcher shop. You mean you can do all this stuff just with exercise?
Yes.
You mean if I bend down and touch my toes 20 times, I'll get a 55-inch chest?
No, Groucho. For goodness sakes. With exercise, we also have equipment.
You can say that again. Well, you're a charming couple, and I'd like to continue talking to you two, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life. You selected world geography. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. In what country is Monte Carlo?
Monaco.
Monaco is right. What country was once known as Iberia? I-B-E-R-I-A.
Spain.
Spain is right.
You have 2 right now.
In what country is Mandalay?
Malay. I think I'm wrong.
No, it's Burma.
You have 1 wrong.
When you send a letter to Honolulu, you add the letters TH. What does TH stand for in reference to Honolulu?
I never added TH.
You don't need it with your equipment.
Territory of Hawaii? No.
Yeah, territory of Hawaii.
Yes, that's all I can do.
That's
Territory
right,
of Hawaii.
territory of
That's a guess.
Hawaii.
Now you're back on the track with 1 right again.
Oh,
What is the name of that island, George,
Which island?
that he just mentioned?
Hawaii.
I'm all right. How are you? I fool him all the time on that same joke. The island of Corsica belongs to what country?
Now to France.
Right.
You have 2 right now.
In what country is the city of Cologne?
Germany.
Germany is right.
You have 3 right. Get the next one right, and the $1,000 is yours.
In what country is the city of Bologna? B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Bologna is in Italy.
Is in Italy, that's right. So
You got
won-
4 in a row, and you win $1,000.
Hey, you don't kiss me, huh? You won $1,000, you can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a crack at $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it. No matter what you decide to do, thanks for being on the show.
thank you.
very much.
In the old days, you had to shift gears with clumsy controls like this. Wasn't easy. Later, the gear shift moved up in the world to the steering column. And then automatic transmissions brought complicated dials and levers that were impressive, but sometimes confusing. But now, here's the quickest, smoothest, easiest method of drive selection ever invented. DeSoto's great new push-button driving, a positive mechanical control. To put the car in any driving range, just push a button and go. DeSoto push-button driving is safer, too. It's out of children's reach, and it's designed so you can't make a mistake. Push-button driving is easier and safer. And to see just how fast and smooth it is, watch this professional stunt driver. Now, push-button driving is such an obvious improvement, competing cars will imitate it next year or the year after. But DeSoto has push-button driving now. So why wait? Tomorrow, drive a beautiful new DeSoto with push-button driving. You can enjoy the best this summer. Drive and price a DeSoto tomorrow.
All right, George, carry on. Who's our next couple?
Groucho, we have some young people I'm sure you're going to find quite unusual.
Well, how do you know? Why do you make statements like that?
Well, I don't know.
Why don't you stick to what you're supposed to say and stop venturing into fields that are too dangerous, George?
I wager that you will think these people are unusual. Will Nancy Shepard and Tommy
Tommy Tucker.
No, Tuguk. Would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx, please?
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Nancy Shepard and Tommy Angtuguk. Is that right?
Yes, Angtuguk.
Angtuguk. Are you one of the well-known Borson Angtuguks?
No, I'm an Eskimo.
Eskimo?
Yeah.
Oh. How come you've got a front name like Tommy and a last name like Angtuguk? What is your real moniker?
Tommy Mokuluk Angtuguk.
Well, that explains it. Well, I'll talk to this kid over here, and that'll give you a chance to change either your story or your name. You're Nancy Shepard, huh?
Yes, I am.
Yes, well, you certainly are, Nancy. Where are you from? I wish I was a lamb, that's all. Where are you from?
I'm from Fort
Instead of
Worth,
a
Texas.
ham. Well, I beg your pardon.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, but now I live in Globe, Arizona.
In Globe, Arizona? You're a beautiful girl, Nancy.
Thank you.
Are you married? No,
Yes.
Now wait. Before you answer, I'll try the power of positive thinking. You're not married, of course, are you?
Yes, I am.
Norman Vincent Peale. Are you listening? Give me my dollar back. Where did you meet your husband, Nancy?
I met
You ought to
him
be
in,
ashamed of yourself.
I met him at a rodeo in Burley, Idaho, where he was a calf roper and a bulldogger.
Oh. He was a calf roper?
Uh-huh.
Well, when he roped you, he got two of the nicest calves in Idaho. What were you doing at the rodeo besides hooking a sucker?
Well, I was working in the rodeo, too, as a trick rider.
Isn't a trick rider the fine print on an insurance policy? Now, what is a trick rider exactly?
Well, a trick rider consists of doing acrobatic stunts on a fast-running horse.
So what are some of the stunts you do?
Oh, the Roman stand, the upside down, fender drag, Cossack drag.
What's the Cossack drag? Is that anything like the varsity drag?
No, not quite. You put the right foot in a strap, a little leather strap, and you hang off on the other side. You just fall over with your one foot in the air, the left foot straight up, and your head near the ground while the horse is running full speed.
Well, it's certainly a good way to cure a headache. Now then, Mr. Angtukuk, you say you're an Eskimo?
Yes, sir.
I guess that explains that handsome uniform you're wearing. Are you a general in the Eskimo Army?
No, I'm a sergeant in the United States Air Force.
Oh. Well, why aren't you in the Eskimo Army?
They don't have any.
Where's your home, Sarge?
Alaska?
Alaska, huh? I suspected that. What part of Alaska?
Tell her.
Well, you tell her yourself, huh? I'll tell you what I'll do. If you tell her, I'll ask her. How do you like that, Tommy?
I think it's all right.
Now, where is Teller? Is that near Fairbanks?
No, Teller's Eskimo village, about 128 miles south of Arctic Circle.
Do they have any girls there that look like this?
Not.
Well, take a look at her.
Yes, they have girls, but they don't look like her.
Did you know that you're the first Eskimo we've ever had on this show, Tommy? And it makes me very happy because I've had an old Eskimo joke for 11 years that up to now I haven't been able to use. This joke is about those, those long 6 months Eskimo nights. You don't mind if I tell it to you, do you?
No, but they don't have 6 months of night in Teller.
Anyway, you see, an Eskimo was sneaking in the house late at night. Neither snow nor rain shall stop these swift messengers from telling these stale jokes. An Eskimo was sneaking in the house late at night, and his wife was waiting up for him. And she said, "Where have you been at this hour?" And her husband said, "What time is it?" And she said, "It's very late, you skunk. It's 1/2 January."
No, I think it's a good
I'd like
joke.
to play in a nightclub up there, lady.
But they don't have any skunks or Eskimo fires.
They don't have any skunks up there?
No, sir.
Well, I never heard an Eskimo joke then. Do you know any?
I can't think of any at the moment.
Nancy, do you know any Eskimo jokes?
Well, I heard one once, but you'll be
From
sorry.
Is it about a skunk?
No. There are a couple of Eskimo fleas, and they were having a party. And when the party was over, they walked outside, and it was such a nice night. One of them said, "Well, shall we walk or shall we take a dog?"
Well, I guess they just don't have any Eskimo jokes. Did you make that one up while you were riding upside down on a horse?
No.
That's a pretty cute joke. Not as cute as you, but it's pretty good, yeah. Now, that must knock 'em cold up in the igloo, old igloo, Tommy?
No, they're not having any igloos in Alaska.
Who are you going to believe, me or this crooked Eskimo? Have you got a string of cute Eskimo girls up there around Tella?
I've been married 4 years.
Well, that's not what I asked you, Tommy. How did you meet your wife?
At a dinner party, and after that we played canasta. Then we decided to go out and see the midnight sun.
You went out to see the midnight sun?
Yes, sir.
And then what'd you do? Did you climb into a dog sled and say, "Come on, let's mush"? Well, go on with this romance. What happened next?
About 5 days later, we were washing dishes in the kitchen, and I got very excited.
You were washing dishes?
Yeah.
Well, anybody that can get excited in the kitchen of an igloo washing dishes. You must be a real hot Romeo, Tommy. Then what did you do?
Well, I almost kissed her.
You rascal. What do you mean, you almost kissed her? Why didn't you go all the way and rub noses?
Well, that's one of the customs they don't have now.
They don't rub noses up there?
No more.
Suppose your nose itches, don't you rub it? By the way, Tommy, I forgot to ask you, what are you doing in the Air Force?
I'm stationed out at the Oxnard Air Force Base.
Oxnard?
Oxnard.
And what do you do there?
I'm a baker,
Baker?
pastry baker.
Pastry. You're an Eskimo and they made you a pastry baker in Oxnard, California. Well, that's the Air Force for you. Somewhere at one of our frozen bases in Alaska, there's probably a Hawaiian beach boy running a dog sled. Well, Tommy, you're a real cool character, and you're a real cute one, and I'd like to go on talking to you, but it's time for you to play You Bet Your Life. You sure you're married, Nancy?
I'm married.
All right, now you selected World Capitals, and from our list of 376 categories, you have chosen this particular one. Now, if you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Don't get too close to him, you'll freeze. Now, you ready? One answer between you now, and talk it over. What is the capital of Brazil? Come on, kids.
Yeah.
We'll try it.
What is it?
Is it Rio de Janeiro?
Leo de Janeiro is right, yes. It's Leo de Rosa's brother.
You have one right now.
All right, what is the capital of Spain?
It's Madrid, isn't it?
That's right, Madrid, yeah.
That's 2 right.
Of what country is Montevideo the capital? Don't you like to say that word?
Yeah,
Montevideo.
Brazil?
Well, it's Uruguay. You go Uruguay, and I'll go mine.
Well, you have one wrong now. Don't get this next one wrong, or the game is over.
Now, what is the capital of Cuba?
I can't think of it right now.
Big city. Name a big city in Cuba. Name any city in Cuba. Well, it's Havana. Well, I'm sorry you missed 2 in a row, so we're all through. We don't want you to go away broke, so I'm going to ask you one more question for $100, and please don't help. Are you ready? What state has the same name as the Mississippi River?
Mississippi.
No, I'm sorry. It's South Dakota. Well, sorry you didn't win more, but thanks anyway for being on the show. You were real cute. You get $100, you know. You split 50 apiece.
This is the California desert, a real desert of deep, loose sand, treacherous, soft shoulders, blistering heat. And this is a lovely 1954 DeSoto Automatic on the desert road. Now watch. We're driving this DeSoto Automatic out into the sand. In an ordinary car, it would be almost impossible to move or steer in this type of sand. Watch this, though. The world's newest and finest fully automatic transmission, Power Flight transmission, lets the DeSoto Automatic accelerate smoothly, steadily, evenly with great power, even here. And steering is simple, even through heavy, treacherous sand, with DeSoto full-time power steering. The power steering that works for you all the time, makes turning the steering wheel as easy as dialing a phone. There are hundreds of reasons why this lovely 1954 DeSoto deserves the name automatic. Reasons you should discover for yourself. Go to your DeSoto Plymouth dealer soon. See and drive the beautiful, stylish, distinctive 1954 DeSoto Automatic. It's available in 2 full series, the mighty 170 horsepower Fire Dome 8 and the brilliant Powermaster 6. Convince yourself that this year, DeSoto puts you ahead automatically.
All right, George, let's find out what our first couple has decided.
Groucho, Alan Caillou and Kathy Smith are ready, I think. Would you come in, please?
Well, we're so glad to have you back again. You want me back on the bench? Now, you won $1,000. If you decide to try for the 10 and you fail, you wind up with a total of 500. What are you going to do?
We're going on.
You're going
Please.
on. Now, get together and pick a number from 1 to 10, then spin the wheel. And if any number besides the one you picked comes up, the question is worth 2,000. If your number comes up, the question is worth 10. What number do you want?
8. Okay.
8? Turn it around. Well, you said 8 and it came up 1, so this question is worth $2,000. Here it is. In the Sherlock Holmes stories, one villain stands out above all the rest. For $2,000, who is the arch foe of the great Baker Street detective? Talk it over.
Professor Slowly. Like a Latin word.
All right, what's the answer?
Professor Moriarty?
Moriarty is right, huh?
What would I do without him?
I don't know, but you're going to keep him, it looks like, anyway. You may get a divorce, but this is certainly one of the most memorable moments of your life, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Now, what are you going to do with all that money?
Well, it's a lousy way to spend it, but I did promise my wife I'd get her a mink stole or something if I won anything.
Isn't that wonderful?
And what are you going to do with yours?
I think
Why
I'll
don't
go...
you get his wife a mink stole, too, huh?
I think I'll go to Hawaii.
I'm all right. How are you? Now, what are you going to do with the money?
That's it.
You're going to Hawaii? Well, don't forget. It's TH, huh?
Oh,
Well, congratulations for being with us. You
Thank
bet your
you.
life, huh?
Thank you.
Remember, your DeSoto dealer sells 2 great cars. the outstanding 170 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome V8, and the beautiful 54 Plymouth, America's best buy low-price car. DeSoto, Plymouth, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
Friends, go in to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same station, for Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. Brought to you by your DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And don't forget to listen to You Bet Your Life every Wednesday night on radio. This is George Penniman signing off with a reminder from the National Safety Council. September is Child Safety Month. So parents, teach them to cross at corners, obey signals, and look before crossing.